All right, back on the pool deck, just getting started. 2 points the difference at the moment between Energy Standard and the LA Current. Also got to mention Mary Sophie Harvey. She has certainly been on the up and up, but Kira Toussaint, 49.5 points a week ago. Minna Atherton, 36 points.
Toussaint was third back in match number 15.
And again, even for DC, you see Ali Duluth down at the very bottom in lane number 8, but she, much like Ingrid Wilhelm, 50-100, so much better than going all the way up to the 200.
The 200 back, right now she's swimming in 6th place in the 200 back. She's up there in lane number 2.
Toussaint's the leader with 50 meters of backstroke to go. Maybe it is Warbenko just trying to give her a couple different events, so you go back to your core events, hopefully when you make the grand final next week, and maybe it makes you even sharper.
And you look at Toussaint, what she did and how she swam this race. She's 31.3 her second 50, 30.2 third 50.
Scurdai take over at the end, and Scurdai gets the win. How?
Wow, what a way to swim this race for Toussaint. I mean, look at these splits, 29.1, 31.3, 30.2.
London, they were outscored by Energy Standard in an event that they should have gotten the most points for. Again, the good news though for London is the fact that they are first and second. They get a little less pressure on them. They don't have to come in. They don't have to be lights out. They're not sitting here in playoff match number 5 being like, we have got to win this thing to be in. But you get into the picture on this particular race, Ryan Murphy, who's back, and we saw Murph 2 weeks ago with a 24-point jackpot. Kolesnikov in the mix as well. He will be so good in the shorter distance. And 2 names at the bottom for DC that we said a lot last week, including Nikolaev, who proved a couple of major upsets.
27.4 on that second 50. Look at that great head position, nice rotation of the shoulders. Let's see his third 50. 27.4 and then 27.7. So really a nice solid middle 100, and then Fred will start to pop up. Murph is really flying out there in that outside lane. Wiener's not going to catch him here.
This is another 24-point jackpot, folks. You saw him with 24 points. He scored 73.5 points in his last match, and he is all alone on an island getting the win for LA. Murphy with his second victory. Fastest time of the season so far for Ryan Murphy. They've got a 5-point lead after the 200 backstroke, so LA certainly taking care of business when they needed to. She already has gone 23.08, the ISL record this season. She is so close to world record territory.
Match of the year for iron. Well, she was so close in her last playoff match, wasn't she, Bernie?
Unbelievable. And Sjostrom and Weitzel are going to be right next to one another in lanes 2 and lanes 3. Sjostrom, the top scorer in this event. Wasik, though, very capable.
$36,000 rating.
Sjostrom, though, has jackpotted 16 swimmers this season in this 50 freestyle. So Sjostrom is coming for your points here in the 50 free. This could be a huge difference maker. We have seen her score as many as 24 points in this race.
All right, she's first to the wall. That's bad news for the rest of the field.
She says, come and catch me if you want your points. Sarah Sjostrom going after the world record, going after the ISL record. She goes 23.12. Just a couple of 100ths of a second off the ISL record, and she scores a 19-point jackpot.
Wow.
And the 50 freestyle to 19 points tacked on by Energy Standard. It moves LA into second.
And the race
Right, Energy Standard already out to 21.5 point lead.
We'll need him to step up.
I think as it goes without saying that you're not going to win every event. And in fact, you could win events and your fellow swimmer could be 8th next to Duncan Scott. Lanza has been 2nd. He scored 20 points a week ago, the Brazilian swimmer.
On this event, they're listed to score 21 points. LA is 2nd at 9. So they could bounce back in a hurry in just one event, running 1st and 3rd right now.
And the mix to finish in the top 4 and keep their points, but at the moment, Duncan Scott is coming for the rest of the field.
His best time, 152.3 this year.
And they could really use Vinny Lanza. He is trying to get into the top 2 as well, but Duncan Scott gets the win. And Lanza winds up 2nd, so it is 1st and 2nd. Annie Laser loves to see that. Just shows you what a difference one event can make. Coach Tig says, "Can we make all the events?" I am. Getting it done. And if only I had Adam Peaty right here.
About 45 minutes ago, Bernie, he still managed to go 25.41 back in match number 3, which is only 16 100ths off his own world record. So he can definitely come back and do a great double. We've seen him double along the way, and he broke the world record last week off a fresh day, but still, this is a guy that can definitely take this world record down another notch. Boy, 28 points they're supposed to score with one race. So they've got a good 1-2 punch here with Shymanovich and Lima to clean it up.
Yeah, that's the problem with Cope and Miller for DC is 100, they're pretty good. 50's a little too short for those two.
Yeah, look at him go. Look at him go, Bernie. Look at the red. Look at the time, 25-25.
Shymanovich surging home, and he's going to go 25-47. Lima winds up 2nd, 1st and 2nd for Shymanovich, who had jackpot at 18. Oh! All 37 points in the 50 breaststroke go to Energy. We told you that Shymanovich single-handedly could be a difference maker. Tremendous. Yeah, the only other one was Coleman Stewart, who jackpotted the field and scored 37 points.
Down 100 back.
Yeah, by the way, Shymanovich now has scored the most points in this 5th playoff match with 40 points, outscoring Sjostrom's 37, and now maybe even more pressure on Alia Atkinson, who is capable of a big jackpot, but she needs to answer back here in the 50 breaststroke in a big way.
Yeah, she swam the 100 fly earlier. She was 6th in that. That's the first time she's done that this year.
Gorbenko, Imogen Clark in the mix for LA. They're on the left side of the screen, but it is Alia Atkinson trying to answer back.
Another race where Siobhan Hahi has to step up for Energy. She's swimming the 100 breast. She's been very good along the way. And Atkinson takes care of business here, right?
Atkinson gets it done, a 19-point jackpot. Not quite as a big difference maker as you talked about Hahi. She comes in and she scores 5 points.
That definitely helped their cause right there. That's going to help them. Atkinson, one of 3 swimmers to break 30, 29.19. Just off the top time of the year. Her fastest this season by about 3/10. So now she's starting to find her form. Maybe they should put her in the 100 fly next weekend.
G-standard. Shymanovich, Lima sweeping all the points, has given them the early lead. 400 freestyle relay comes up next here from Eindhoven.
Coach Russian saying LA will be pretty good here, and that they will. But he's been 2nd a bunch, and that is why you have such a high rating. The consistency he has. He's been second 4 different times this season. And every single one of those times that he was second, he had the lead at the 350. He has been right there so many different times. And then once again, he goes out for that checkpoint.
Hey, Tom Dean saying, Krager Zerk, I know your style. I'm going to go out quick. But Scheffer says, I'm going out to jackpot the field too. New points, obviously, and usually Zerk is the guy scoring all the points, and he's going to back off a little bit because Scheffer's going to take this one.
That's exactly right, Bernie. I think Dean turned at the 50 and said, oh my, I can't go 49.6 going out. That is, he left no doubt about that one, right? Almost a second and a half, over a second and a half. Look at the jackpots.
Yeah, Scheffer's going to score 12 points. Krager Zerk, who normally scores all those points at the beginning, doesn't score any points.
Boy, how does this hurt Scheffer? I don't see him coming back that far where he gets jackpotted. 8.5 seconds is the jackpot time. So he'd have to lose a lead here and completely fall apart. He's done that the last 50 in these 400s. 5th straight time he's been first at the 350, and here comes Tom Dean.
Tom Dean trying to snatch away victory from Scheffer, who's already scored 12 points. He's got the lead with 25 meters to go, trying to do it for LA, but Tom Dean kicking it into gear, trying to upset Scheffer at the end. Oh my goodness, Dean does it. Scheffer runs out of gas, but he's still going to come away with a ton of points.
He's going to outscore everybody.
19 points scored by Scheffer, so at the end of the day, he certainly is the winner of this 400 freestyle. And Zerk, who normally winds up with all sorts of points, is going to score only 5 points.
Look at the red. And everybody's trying to figure it out. That's the checkpoint. That's what David Marsh said. He said, you're first, buddy. You're going to get it because the checkpoint points was a big deal. Don't be disappointed about it.
LA in third with 189.5 points. London has roared into the lead, the most important event to end up day 1 of this 5th playoff match. Still to come, though. It is the medley relay, double points. It'll decide the skins.
And McKeon will anchor. But again, we go back to this over and over again. It is the combination of both relays. They've got a pretty good B relay with Atherton, Laser, Bush, and Pickram too. Pickram's swimming freestyle, by the way. Good start again by Toussaint, 0.58. Atherton, her teammate, was 0.59. Tanaki did beat her on the Hunter fly. And actually, you think she's going to give him the lead, and she does. 56 flat for a whim. That is just really solid for them, and that gives them a little glimmer of hope. But again, it's the combined effort of both relays.
Swam on a whole nother level, and she's on a whole nother level here, folks. From behind to ahead, and ahead by almost a second, and they're ahead of their own relay.
Yeah, 103.7. That and again, perspective is important. Energy's got a couple good ones with Sjostrom and Hemskirk. Yeah, this is amazing. This is an unbelievable relay here. 55.9 for Waddle.
Sjostrom is unbelievable, but she dives into the pool a full second behind Emma McKeon.
She's a second ahead of Sjostrom with 50 meters left to go. And it's Emma McKeon.
And McKeon's got the lead for London with 25 meters to go, trying to get the relay win. Once again, London well on their way to getting to pick the skins. And they're on top. London roaring to a women's medley relay win.
Yeah, they fell off to 6, but it doesn't matter. They will pick the skins because of that jackpot. That's one reason, the jackpot and the fact that they won 24 points there for London on that relay.
And so one event still to come here on the first day of our 5th playoff match. London will pick one of the skins.